Hello, welcome back to another episode of Somewhere Between a Film and TV podcast. We're your hosts. I am Daniel Parr.
And I'm Erwin.
And number one, thank you so much for listening and watching. Number two, what are they going to do?
They're going to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please do. Erwin, what is it that we are reviewing?
Elio.
Did you think that this movie was out of this world?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
we'll get more into it. Remember, everything we review will always have full spoilers.
What?
I know. It's if you haven't been accustomed to us for long, you know that now. But what is Elio about?
It's about this boy who gets raised by his aunt, and this boy learns about space and aliens and wants to get abducted by aliens to find a friend because he doesn't belong here on Earth.
I'm pretty sure when the movie first starts, he's like already obsessed with aliens, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just saw this today, yeah, and he's like instantly like, "Get me out of here! Take me away!
Take me away! Abduct me!"
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, you know what? No, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
With this movie, did you love it?
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hate it, or are you somewhere between?
I loved it.
I don't know why I was so reserved about this movie going into it. I don't know if you were.
I was. Remember
Yeah.
I told you too. I was like, I'm not really
Oh,
excited
yeah, I asked you,
about
are you
it.
excited? And you were like,
I'm like,
no.
nah. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But then you reminded me, it's like, that's what the trailers are all the time. I was like, oh yeah.
There's
I forgot.
something about Pixar trailers. I don't know what it is. And they're not that good ever.
Yeah, they just haven't been good.
Like-
They never. Ugh.
Our feelings on Pixar trailers are so separate from what we think of their movies typically.
Yeah. It's always like the opposite.
Yeah. But something that really frustrates me right off the bat is this is the worst opening for a Pixar movie ever. And I can't believe that, to be honest with you.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Really?
I think it's just because of just a movie like this. It's an original story.
Bro, they didn't market it. They didn't market the movie like at all.
No.
Like,
Well, didn't it? Well, what was it? It has like a $300 million budget or something.
yes, because what had happened was, if you look at the teaser trailer for this,
You know I love this shit.
he does. If you look at the teaser trailer for this movie, it is only a passing resemblance of what the movie is now. It feels like it has next to nothing to do with whatever happened, and they haven't fully disclosed all the details with what the behind the scenes production issues were. What we do know is that it's directed by a few different people. I do think manages to successfully still tell a story without feeling like two separate movies. And
So it's supposed to be two separate movies.
well, it
Yeah,
was made by two separate people. It had that like whole, at least from my knowledge, that whole Joss Whedon, Zack Snyder thing going on.
Oh, okay.
And they still managed to make a semblance of something for sure. But what we got is nothing kind of like what that teaser trailer looks like. But that movie still, whatever it was going to be, still looked beautiful.
Yes.
I'm not really sure what happened to it. But
I'm curious now what they...
I am too. I don't know what the movie was supposed to be. But the last time a Pixar movie was a foray into space stuff was Lightyear, which I know you loved.
No,
And
that is not true whatsoever.
you thought it was what? Okay?
I think so. I
Yeah.
thought it was all right.
It's actually one of our first reviews, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You gave it 4 stars.
Out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember anything about it, to be honest with you now. I could have
Because
changed
he
that.
hates it.
I don't
That's why.
hate it. I don't even remember what I like. I couldn't tell you now. Maybe I'd watch it again now and be like, it's fine. But I don't even know what I said about this movie. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. I love this movie too.
Yeah. It has...
It has the same charm
Yeah.
as like majority of Pixar movies do, especially when you follow a kid around
Yeah.
as well. Because I think that what's the one thing about when it comes to animated movies, it's how they write the kids
Yeah.
in the movies as well. And I think it's a make or break situation.
And when this first started, I was kind of like worried a little bit that
me too.
this kid would get on my nerves. I was like,
Yes.
this kid is ungrateful. He's got an aunt
He's
that
ungrateful.
loves him.
You're at NASA. What are you doing?
No, she's clearly part of like the Space Force or something.
Yes.
And then they're constantly asking her, they're like, you want to get a higher position? You want to get a higher position? I'm like, kid, she could be an astronaut.
Right
and make
here, right
contact with the aliens, which is what you want.
Yes.
Like,
you just follow the rules. Go to school.
But then I remember I'm 26.
And he's 6.
So we are very,
and I remember I'm 56 and he's only 6 years old.
we are very clearly on different wavelengths of thinking. And so what I love about that is it was that very child natured energy to it. It had a very Mac and Me and E.T. and oh god, that can be so bad. But point being, I told you going into this, I was like, I just saw Lilo and Stitch again, both versions of it. I just saw both versions of How to Train Your Dragon, Bumblebee, any of the things where I'm like, if I have to watch one more of these, they're just like us, but not so different from us. I'm like, I'm gonna need a real solid just totally different approach to it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it was inverted. And I was like, oh, only the first 20 minutes of this movie are on Earth. He does actually get abducted. And then I was so into it because the designs were so cool and fascinating.
I love how they designed the creatures.
Yeah.
They all had their unique styles as well.
And
but I think what stood out to me the most about this movie was for sure the the antagonist of the movie.
he was awesome.
I really liked him. And I just because their dynamic throughout the movie as well with his son, who befriends the kid, Glorin
is so cool.
He's so funny. I like him a lot.
He reminds me of Rowley from Die One.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, they were I can see that. That's awesome.
Just it's that same sort of energy where the joke is in the trailer, but it works really well in the movie. Where he's I've been called many things: a disappointment, a problem.
Yeah, it's just so funny.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about the trailers where the humor, maybe it's because it flows, it's actually a conversation that they're having that I liked a lot. But one of the worries I think I had going into it was I was again, just the nature of a story you've seen before. It's all about how you execute it. And you've seen that loner kid that doesn't get along with anybody and is taking it out on everybody. That's what Lilo is.
But I mean, he chooses to be alone.
Yeah, he straight up has the opportunity to make friends.
He made friends. Yeah. There was 2 other friends that he made. And he's like, no, I don't care about that. I want to meet aliens. It's all right, that's weird. You literally invented a club for all of us to hang out because we had something in common.
Yeah.
But you just wanted to use me.
No,
okay.
That was one of those things, though, where I was kind of oh, he's intentionally, excluding himself. He has the opportunity to, make a friend if he wants to. And I really did like that whole aunt and him relationship. I guess it wasn't necessary that she's the aunt. That could have just been his single mom or something.
Yeah, it could have been single mom or just uncle. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. What matters is that whole that ends up becoming the emotional core later. And one of the typical handlings of something in animated movies that drives you crazy sometimes is that whole miscommunication thing where you see something and then it's a whole other thing going on. And thankfully, they only do it for about a solid 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
There's some tropes they play with that actually, I think, in a lesser handled movie would have gotten on my nerves. And one of them's the whole, how often animated movies do the whole liar revealed trope, where it turns out that they're actually lying about who they are the whole time.
Oh.
And this was actually handled kind of gracefully. It was he's I'm the leader of the Earth. And then, detail I like, they call it Earth because he goes Earth. I like that a lot. But whenever they do that, it's one of those things where you're I've seen this. I know the whole hey, you're not who you say you are. I've seen She's the Man, and
She's the Man. That was a good comparison, bro. Shit's so obvious. What are you talking about?
What?
She's the Man. I'm sorry. Come on, Channing Tatum. What are you doing?
He's
and then he fell in love with the man.
Oh, white chicks. That's another one.
No, that one. Yeah. Oh, that one's funny too.
With Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I apparently can only think of ones where the men are pretending or women are pretending to be opposite gender, I guess.
I don't know why you're stuck on that right now. It's sus.
Oh, Oz, the Great and Powerful.
Dude, okay. You try to redeem yourself.
That's another one.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It does work. It's another one.
All right.
Anyway,
I kind of like I like the
She's
No, I like the tropes that you were going with.
Yeah. Well, what did you love about this?
I love the antagonist, but I love it was visually stunning throughout
It
this
really
whole
was.
movie.
We even said in our last review before we even saw this, you're like, when it's gonna be a topic of conversation when one of these looks bad.
Yeah,
like,
that's so true. I can't wait for the day that happens.
Yeah. I think Disney's Wish is the closest we've gotten to something looking.
That was Pixar?
No,
Or
well,
Disney?
no, but like Disney, generally speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Of them trying to do a style, and it just does not work for them at all.
The one thing I did love about this movie, where at first it was kind of a struggle for me in the beginning, but at the end I loved, was the relationship between the aunt and the kid.
Yeah.
As well, because I didn't really buy it at first, but the movie grew with me.
Yeah.
Not with me, but onto me. And
well, I mean, not on.
okay, but not onto me, but like in me. No.
It grew in you?
No. Grew?
Like Despicable Me?
Yeah. But throughout the movie, their relationship got stronger, and especially at the end where it became took an emotional toll.
Yeah.
I definitely felt it. And I almost shed a tear, too, seeing how she was about to, like, lose. It felt like her son.
Yeah.
In a way. And I felt that, especially where he had to decide whether or not to be with his aunt, or stick to like this new world that he could be with.
I liked the reveal a lot. But she does know him very well, and
Yes.
like
that was great too.
It's the way they reveal it is really clever and really funny, and then it ends up meaning a lot. Where he's like, the clone of him is acting way too normal. This is a really, really brilliant use of this, by the way, cloning, and I love how that looks. I love how they like. He gets way too excited about probing, but he's like, my first probing, and then turns it into a clone. And then I like how the reveal later, she's like, something is wrong with him because he is too normal. That's another. That also reminded me of the whole like SpongeBob's like, "Hi, I'm normal" thing that he does.
That's my favorite thing. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Nice weather we're having.
All right. See you later.
Me when I'm pissed off at somebody.
Oh, you're like,
"Hi, how are you?"
"How are you?" "Good."
That's great to hear.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
See you later. That's so funny.
I love that though.
Oh, and then also with the antagonist's dad finding out that his son was a clone too.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I love this, and he goes, "What?"
No, he's like, "I can't wait to be a war machine."
He's like, boom.
There's some moments in this that I found surprisingly kind of like scary for kids.
Yes.
There's like they're clearly playing with 80s kids movies, which I find fascinating to do a throwback to. Like, this is something I'd show my dad, and he'd be like, "This reminds me of like this thing," and then like E.T. or something, which I do love E.T. But
that movie came out decades ago. Insane.
You call my dad old, but
he is old.
Yeah, well, he's 50. Damn,
he's
like,
dude.
Karma's gonna catch up with us. We'll be 50 one day, but
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, unless. But the and we're going back to this,
and we're still gonna complain about, why did this kid do that? Oh yeah, he's 6.
Oh, yeah. When Elio 10 comes out.
Elio 10. What would be the title? Elio 10.
Well, L10O. L10.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
There we go. Pixar, copyright that. Hurry.
Well, actually, I thought it was interesting because they're doing this counterbalance thing right now that the head of Pixar said, where he was like, "We're doing a one for us, one for them thing," where he was like, in order to kind of make sure that we're making money, for every sequel we do, we'll do an original movie.
Oh, that's great.
Which kind of pisses me off, though, because this movie's not doing very well, but thank God that Inside Out 2 came out last year. And
yeah, I mean, it just sucks because, of course, this movie's an original movie.
Yeah.
And it's a good one.
It's a great one, I think.
Yeah. And the fact that most likely we are going to get more sequels and just continuing off of like franchises that we already know. But the thing is, it's weird too, because people complain about that all the time, about originality, and in times of this where people are not showing up, they still tend to go back to things that they're familiar with.
As much as
same thing like the Materialist,
because
Dakota Johnson went back to something that she was familiar with, not trying something new.
Ooh. I'm sure the crossover between people who saw materialism is very small, but like,
oh, okay, I'm not that small.
No, not in that way.
Thanks.
But it's one of those things where, and we did review it, and yes, if you saw a review of it, you know that we gave it a glowing review. Which one? How to Train Your Dragon is very familiar territory. It's a movie that came out, and here you do have access to another like original movie, and it's the lowest opening for a Pixar movie ever. But I could tell you every original movie that's out right now. Then we've reviewed all of them. There's Friendship. There's Elio. There's K-pop Demon Hunters was amazing. Watch that. And
I heard somebody else at work that saw it too and he loved it.
Oh, really? Well. It's so good. But I just don't think Sinners. I don't think you can really comment on that right now and say where are all the original movies when I feel like this year, especially so far, even for bigger movies, has been pretty great about that.
Yeah.
And now you have access to a family-friendly movie that I think does have adult themes in it and is accessible to everyone. And people just aren't out there supporting it. And I think that sucks. But like also, if you're willing to give it a chance, it's great. And it's really moving, I think. And going back into it, instead of just me ranting, I want to tell you that one of my favorite moments in it again is I think that I don't know why he stood out to me so much. He might just be my favorite character in this. Is Brad Garrett's like the main villain guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
I think whenever he like the whole him sort of shedding his literal armor while he has up that he puts on in front of other people to like connect with his son. That's beautiful.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
That I don't know. It made me care a lot more about that movie. I mean, I was already caring more about this movie throughout, especially with the kid in the Glorb. What is it? Glorden?
Yeah.
And like their friendship blossoming too. I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun. Like just seeing them together was also great.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This movie just talking about like friendships and basically accepting people for like who they are and not trying to change them for what you wanted them to be.
Yeah.
Is also a great message to have in this movie.
And that's what I liked so much is that like the reason why he blows up his own son, is because he's like,
you're not my son. Bam!
You don't want to be a warlord.
Even though I'm trying to make you one.
And I think it's funny because I don't know if he did that out of pressure because he's clearly like, it reminded me so much of How to Train Your Dragon, the dad in the first one especially, where it's like, oi son. Like,
oi son.
Yeah. But he was kind of a hater. He was like, you fucking suck, son. And he was like...
What are you talking about in the first one? He's like, you're not my son.
Yeah, no, but that's whenever he's like, dragons, huh? But this one, I thought was kind of clever. They're like a part of the Space Force, I guess. I
think so.
Yeah, which I don't know. That's real now, right?
Yeah.
It's a Steve Carell show. I know that.
I haven't seen it.
I've heard it's bad.
No.
But honestly, it did have a lot to say just about like the UN too, like United Nations, I guess. And it was a lot about like, I love that he goes straight for and there's a really clever visual design about the all-knowing like encyclopedia of knowledge or whatever. And I feel like you and I would ask the same question.
Funny.
Where it was like, who would win in a fight?
That's true. I would want to know.
If only this movie was written like just a little bit earlier, they could have changed it to the whole like 100 men or one gorilla. Yeah. Instead it's like 10 chimpanzees and then a gorilla with a
bat.
Yeah. He's like, doesn't he say the gorilla?
Yeah, the gorilla with the bat.
It's interesting how they wrote that joke before that became a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating to me because animated movies take forever to make. But the visual designs for like the creatures and stuff are so great. I think I was really worried about this movie leaning into tropes because you know them all. It's like the whole like true. The lie revealed, the like the friends that are no longer best friends, and they're like it turns out that like
I know I'm just so curious of what the movie was beforehand.
I wonder if it was something else totally, or if it was
or maybe
like,
it just didn't reach because don't they do like preview screenings?
Yeah,
and possibly like people saw it and they're like I don't really like this, and they had to redo a whole thing.
I don't know because it was incredibly funny and super charming. I have no idea what it could have been before.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
And It's kind of funny because this is going more to me for the Luca art style a little bit than like the other stuff that we've seen with them. But I also think that
I love Luca.
I do too. The more and more I think about that movie, the more I love it. And Pixar has been in this sort of bag lately where some of their movies they debut to like people say that they're really good, but some people don't say that they're great. And over the past, I would say, since it came out, I remember that streak started with Monsters University. But now, every time I think about the movie, every time I watch it, I think that might be in their upper echelon of movies. I think Monsters University.
So many.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And
I love Monsters University.
I think that movie has turned into one of their, like, it's only grown better with time.
Yes.
And for me, I'm wondering where this will land on...
I like to think that, because to me, I love Luca. I love Soul. Yeah. Not a lot of people talk about Soul just because it came out during the time where it was just on...
Soul is really special, though. Yes. It is.
And I really wish that movie would be showcased in theater, like have an actual theatrical release too. But I think that was like one of Pixar's like greats that they've had in a while.
Absolutely, yeah. This is in their upper middle, I would say.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've made I don't know how many movies now. I couldn't tell you where it is in relation to anything. It's better than Cars 2. I know that.
Dude.
A lot of things are. That's at the bottom of the barrel. It's better than A Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, that's true. Stunning movie, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, this has some scenes of, like, water splashing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those Pixar short films where it just looks super realistic.
Yeah. Oh, like the bird one? Yeah, in front of Finding Dory. Oh, it's better than that.
Oh my God, dude! Where like half the cast of Modern Family was in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's weird. Did you like that? You didn't like that movie, right?
No, I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the movie at all. But do you have any more positives with this?
Not really. I mean, it's hard to say much about this movie because it was simple.
It
was very simple.
Yeah.
And then, like, even with, like, how much can you say, like, this movie is stunning to look at, too?
That's true. I have a couple. I really liked that I felt like it was not only homaging 80s movies, I thought it was emulating the look, too.
I think the look. I don't know. What do you mean? Which parts? Was it, like, doing an homage to?
Because this whole structure of... It's funny that you say this, because I also thought that sometimes 80s movies take an entire act for them to actually get the ball rolling. Is E.T. They don't really meet him until the second act. Or really anything Bumblebee, or it's always the catalyst.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even Lilo and Stitch, he's rambunctious and he's kind of just like the prologue prologue has him like and then after that, if you ignore that, then they don't really meet until the end of the first act. It's always the whole like established, like, what are they doing on Earth, the ground level? Why do they feel alone? Why do they feel like they need something? And I believe that's the audio they use. I think that's Carl Sagan. That the reason why I teared up actually is the reuse of this at the end, where it's kind of like, are we alone in the universe?
Oh, that's true. Like, I did like that a lot.
And then it ends with the like asking ourselves one of the most beautiful questions you could ask for something like that. Are we alone in the universe? And then it's like the smash to credits. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing ending to the movie. But I love that quite a bit. And I think just the whole establishing like what's going on, and then it's typically like the whole disconnect with like a family member or something, and then they establish from there why they want what they want. It reminded me so much of that. Like, I'm trying to think of some other examples, but that's primarily what I got off the top of my head. Mac and Me, he's in a wheelchair, and that movie's just not good. But there's a lot of McDonald's in that. They bond. Yeah, they bond over Ronald McDonald. But just that sort of throwback to that era of kids movies. I also think that it has some genuinely kind of scary stuff for kids in it. I love the moment so much where they use the clone to like haunt them and move all creepy. That's so funny. And I was like, I
thought I was laughing more than actually being scared.
Well, we're not 6.
Oh well. Yeah.
I also like that when he first meets his friend
Yeah.
Gordon, that like the really close up visual of the teeth and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see
The language barrier too.
I can see.
I like that aspect as well, because the machine, like whenever they haven't used it, especially at the end, and like he's just basically was just showing affection towards Gordon.
Yeah.
And it just said like "I love you too."
Yeah, and he just
Without,
knew it.
He just knew it. I was like, damn, that was so beautiful.
I actually thought that was gonna pay off with that like fake language he keeps speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he was gonna do that.
Oh, that'd be
during
crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's smart. I was like, no wonder they keep bringing that
Whenever
up.
the aunt knew some of the fake language too.
Oh, he was like, you knew it. And that's why I was like, oh, she does care.
Yeah, and I was like, ah.
I also really like that.
She cared whenever she's like, that's not him. That was
scene
so funny.
where he cuts off his own finger.
Oh,
I busted out laughing because I was like,
huh?
that was so funny. The other scene, like, I don't know, just the way they cut to her, like monitoring all of his behaviors is like what I thought was so clever and so funny. There are a couple moments where the humor like genuinely made me laugh really hard, and it's not really played up like for laughs, but you just find it funny. And I just like this ongoing bit that they're like, oh, we like your Earth custom of saying, okay, I love you, bye. And
yes.
I love that actually. And I'm not trying to connect this to any other movies or anything like that. I'm not gonna be like, is this a hidden Easter egg? Did you miss this?
Oh, what was it?
I can see a world in which the whole like Lilo and Stitch Federation thing are these guys. Where like,
that's
you know how
not Pixar.
I know, but you know what I mean?
No, there's a Pixar theory.
And then
how
there's
they
the
all
Disney theory, how they
connect.
all connect with each other, yeah.
Alright, so what is it?
WALL-E? I don't know.
Dude, I feel like WALL-E can be connected to everything because it's like later in the future.
I guess so.
So this one had to be... What year do you think this is in?
Oh, did they even say?
No, I don't remember.
It's not this year.
Possibly.
I like when he feeds the Gordon all the Mexican food, by the way. I thought that was so funny. It's like...
And he throws up.
Oh, yeah.
I love... Okay, that's so... I don't know why, that's so funny to me.
What?
The vomit scenes. Where it's just
You
because where
used
it's
to
like...
have a huge problem
right?
with people
I don't
throwing
know.
up and stuff.
Yeah, because I didn't think it was funny. Now I
Yeah.
find it funny.
I think maybe you find
What's
it funny.
happened?
I don't know. People grow. People used to know. People used to not find vomit funny. Now everyone thinks
No,
it's
I find
hilarious.
it funny.
I hope you watch something.
Or it's like, I hate my wife jokes.
Oh, well, yeah.
Those are my favorite.
That just means you're getting older, I think.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to find poop funny.
I found poop funny regardless.
You really?
Yeah, even as a kid.
Do you have any negatives with this?
Probably because this was like a slow burn for
Yeah.
a little bit. But other than that, I loved it overall. I didn't really have a lot of negatives with it.
I don't know if it's just because it's animated. I always run into this issue where I'm like, I could have taken a little bit more of like, I don't know, of it. Like, I get that.
I guess I want to know more about like the whole like Federation or
Yeah,
whatever
I
it
have more
was.
questions about that, and I get that they're kind of just there, and I also liked that they weren't unfriendly. That's part of what my whole thing was. I thought that they were going to be the whole... Maybe I'm conditioned by the prequels where the aliens were a bunch of dickheads. But they're like, you can't be a leader of the Earth. You're stupid, and your mom is gone. And you're like... like, whenever... Sorry, that's a totally different complaint. Really, Yoda's like, he misses his mom. What a dumbass.
You can't be a Jedi Master. he has emotions. He can't be a Jedi Master. I get it. You can't be showing your emotions.
Is that what... I guess so. Are they all in the Sigma mindset?
I
They're
guess
like,
so.
never let your enemies know
That's
your
what George
next
Lucas
move.
thought.
Never let your enemies know your next move. Poop 7 times a day. Or the Tom Hardy schedule thing I said too.
Oh, yes.
It's like 3:15, wake up.
Poop.
3:45, go to the bathroom. 4, workout. 4:30, poop. And
it's the same scene over and over again. They showcase him freaking out.
Either way, I don't know, just a bit more. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna make another one of these. Probably not. I don't mind this. I would watch this one in particular again.
Yes, I would too.
I loved it. I loved it a lot. And Pixar, I don't know what they're doing next, but I do know that they said that they were like, we're trying to figure out what people want before they want it. If we just gave them what they asked for, we would be on Toy Story 27 by now. I was like, that's pretty funny.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times? I wonder when are they gonna stop and make a last Toy Story movie?
That they've done that twice now, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I loved both of their last Toy Story movies. I'll just say that.
They've been great, but at the same time, you just kind of wanted to
branch out, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we say that after we just mentioned, Coco. So good.
Coco, great. I love Coco.
Soul. I love Turning Red.
I love Turning Red.
Yeah.
Luca.
Oh, so we both love this. I love Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Those are all original.
Those are all original and amazing, but then I guess the ones that make more money are Lightyear. Actually, Lightyear bombed.
Yeah,
And
nobody wanted to see that.
Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was when Taika Waititi was popular. But yeah. Overall, what'd you think? What's your score?
I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
5.
I think no, we had a different score for 28 Years Later, but I think we've been on the same page for the most part today. I love this a lot. Please go see it.
Please.
Yeah.
If not 28 years later, watch this movie.
I'm gonna record documented footage of this right now and say that
we're the reason why I made $1 billion.
No.
Oh.
What I'm going to say is there's a plethora of original movies out there right now. If you complain in our comments and say that there aren't, yes, there are. Seek them out. And if you feel like, they're not accessible to my children or whatever, watch this. And if you've already seen How to Train Your Dragon,
you can still watch 28 Years Later.
Oh, that too, yeah.
I saw a bunch of kids in there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
28 Years Later? Yeah. Where the fuck did you see it?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of people with beards in mine. So many guys in there had beards. But
guys can have facial hair, yeah.
I know, but I mean, it was like everybody. It was like every guy. There wasn't a clean-shaven man in there. Either way, I loved it. Go see it. It's amazing. 4.5 out of 5.
Go see it.
What's up next?
I don't know.
F1, the movie.
Why do you say that? F1. It's Formula 1. I hate when you do that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm trying to think of another movie where they put the number in between.
Phantom Four Stick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that.
That's a stupid movie, though.
Yeah.
F1. F1. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Fue. 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 Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Just because I hear great things about it.
It looks incredible. And it's directed by the man who brought you Top Gun Maverick, so I can only anticipate what the racing scenes are going to be like. I'm so excited. And then after that, we got a pretty busy July, you know that?
Damn. Hopefully. I mean, I'll be gone at the end of the week.
Hopefully?
I mean, I will be gone at the end of the week.
Like Superman?
Yeah. Oh, that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, July is 7th, 8th?
I think we'll be able, I'll be able to...
Oh, right. Yeah. We'll be good.
We'll be good, though. We'll be good to get all the good, the ones that are coming out, for sure.
Jurassic World is July 2nd, I think.
Mm-hmm. The next week is Superman. Then the week after, I think it's a week or two after Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we have our schedule. Yeah. We'll be there for everything.
Let's go!
Thank you,
guys.
I'm
excited.
I'm super excited. Everything's been pretty solid this year so far. I can't remember many things we disliked. And if we had any mediocre feelings on stuff, it was just that it was fine. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching.
Boom! We'll see you next time.
We will see you next time.